Hello there and welcome to the Star Wars Showcase YouTube channel. Today we're talking about making a couple of improvements to our Black Series Morgan ELSBETH figure. Let's get to it. So I reviewed Morgan in a separate review up on the channel right now, and one of my chief complaints about this figure is one, it does not come with any accessories, and two, she doesn't have any hands that express any action. They both look like they're meant to hold something. But again, she doesn't come with any accessories, and I thought this was kind of an injustice because Diana Lee Insanto, who portrays Morgan, is both an accomplished martial artist and the goddaughter of Bruce Lee, and so I figured we needed to add something to really showcase not only her talents, but also a lot of the cool stuff that Morgan is doing in The Mandalorian as well as the Ahsoka TV series. And in her time in these series, Morgan has a number of different accessories, a sword, a spear, different magic, that mystical map that the main characters follow in Ahsoka, and so I've chosen a couple here to help beef up my current figure. And borrowing an idea from the very talented land speeder Luke, I've sourced an alternate pair of hands from the Marvel Legends Scarlet Witch figure. Those hands fit right into Morgan's existing peg, so you won't have any issues with the swap there, and have a much more expressive sort of gesture in there, so you can do kind of a casting magic sort of Night Sister effect. Now, I simply repainted the reddish-pink kind of ethereal effect that Scarlet Witch comes with, but if you were looking for an easier one-to-one swap, you can also find the Marvel Legends Loki figure, who already kind of has that green magic effect that works well for the Night Sisters. And while you could equip Morgan with a spear, as we've gotten a couple of those with figures like Captain Phasma, I chose to go with Bounty Supply Co., as they offered a 3D printed version of the Blade of Talzin that Morgan uses in the season finale of Ahsoka, and this is a really cool print as the sword is one solid piece, and that green kind of fiery effect is printed in a translucent effect that just fits right over the blade itself. So it's actually two pieces, so you can just paint up the blade and then put that kind of fire effect on top. So for my particular approach here, I have used one of those Scarlet Witch hands as well as the repainted magic effect on her left arm there, and then I have the Blade of Talzin that is done up with a bit of paint in her right, just normal existing hand. So all in all, this is a very easy project, some minimal paint work, as well as a couple of additional accessories to, I think, allow this figure, or this character rather, to shine as they did in some of the different appearances that we've seen. That Scarlet Witch hand again fits very naturally into the peg. There's a slight skin tone variation, but because I'm putting that magic effect on top of it, it's not really that noticeable for me. And when we're trying to make that swap, it's as simple as just taking out the old hand and fitting in the new one. The pegs align quite nicely, actually. When it comes to the kind of magical effect that she comes with, I painted things up in a couple of layers of a light green, and I'm not the most happy with this paint job, as I thought things went on a little bit thick, and it kind of lacks the more ethereal quality, as it's just kind of a solid matte color. But at the end of the day, I wasn't willing to shell out for that additional Loki figure and pay essentially full price for a whole nother figure, and only use, one tiny effect. The sword from Bounty Supply Co. is really well done, and in terms of the paint job, it's relatively simple, as you only need two different colors, one for sort of that wrapping on the handle itself, and then just a silver for the blade. And I really like the way things look like with the translucent sort of kind of green, fiery magic effect. I think this is one of the coolest, items that the character gets, and I've represented this in the review, I've talked about it here. It's really a shame that we're producing figures like this for characters who have all of these iconic items that make them so cool, and then we're just not seeing them get translated over. It would be like if we got a Mandalorian figure and he didn't have a blaster and a jetpack and a darksaber or anything. So I really hope that this doesn't become an ongoing trend for our figures, and that we're able to see and recreate, some of these more iconic sequences with the characters that we are getting. So let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. If you have specific accessories for, I guess, improving your Morgan Elsbeth figure, if you have any other tips or tricks for doing so, I would certainly love to hear those. So thank you so much again for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to check out some of the other content up on our channel, as we do have other pointers for improving and building action figures of your own.